Right now, as you watch this, an NRI can put US dollars into an Indian bank and earn around 7% with the interest completely tax-free in India. 7% on dollars, not rupees, dollars. So no currency risk. That sounds too good to be true. And there is a deadline attached. The window closes at the end of September. So is this the smartest move an NRI can make this year? Or a trap dressed up as an opportunity? This is NRI Lens. Today we decode FCNR deposits properly. Why these rates suddenly exist, who they are genuinely great for, and the one catch the bank brochures conveniently leave out, especially if you're an NRI in the United States. Let's get into it. First, what is FCNR? It stands for Foreign Currency Non-Resident Deposit. In plain terms, it's a fixed deposit but held in a foreign currency like the US dollar inside an Indian bank. You put in dollars, you earn interest in dollars, and at maturity you take out dollars. Because you never convert to rupees, you carry no rupee risk at all. That's the structural beauty of it. Now, why are the rates suddenly so attractive? This is the interesting part. India wants foreign currency flowing in, and recently the inflows into these deposits had collapsed by almost 90% year on year. So the Reserve Bank of India stepped in and temporarily removed the usual ceiling on what banks can offer on these dollar deposits for tenures of 3 to 5 years and added a behind-the-scenes mechanism that lowers the bank's hedging costs. The result: banks are now competing and some are quoting around 7% on US dollar deposits. But notice the word temporary. This window is set to close at the end of September. After that, the rates likely come back down. That deadline is doing a lot of work in this story. So hold on to it. So how does it actually work for you? You book the deposit in dollars, you choose a tenure, often in that 3 to 5 year band for the best rates. And there's typically a 1 year lock-in, meaning you can't break it in the first year without losing the interest. The interest is tax-free in India and the full amount, principal and interest, is repatriable. So you can take it all back out of the country. On paper, this is close to perfect for a certain kind of saver. Dollar returns, no rupee risk, no India tax, money you can move freely. So where's the problem? Here is the catch, and it's a big one if you live in America. When a bank says tax-free, they mean tax-free in India. But the United States taxes its residents and citizens on their worldwide income. So that interest, the interest India doesn't tax, the US absolutely does. To the IRS, it's just foreign interest income, and you report it and pay US tax on it like anything else. So that headline 7% is a pre-US tax number for you. After US tax, depending on your bracket, your real return can be meaningfully lower. And it doesn't stop at income tax. As a US person with foreign financial accounts, once you cross certain thresholds, you have reporting obligations, FBAR and FATCA, on that FCNR account. Miss those filings and the penalties can dwarf any extra interest you earned. None of this makes FCNR bad. It makes the marketing misleading. Tax-free in India is true. Tax-free for you, the US NRI, is not. So let's be honest about the comparison. 7% on dollars sounds far better than what you would get on a US savings account or a short-term treasury. But once you subtract US tax and you factor in that your money is locked up for at least a year and parked in a single foreign bank, the gap narrows. It can still be attractive, especially on the longer tenures. But it's a calmer, more realistic edge than the headline suggests, not free money. So who is this genuinely good for? Picture an NRI who already holds dollars they don't need for a while, who wants a fixed, predictable dollar return, who values not taking rupee risk, and who has future expenses or family needs that might keep that money in dollars anyway. For that person, locking in a strong dollar rate before the window closes can make real sense. Who should skip it? If you might need that cash within a year, the lock-in is a problem. If you're chasing the highest possible return and you're comfortable with market risk, dollars in a fixed deposit will feel slow. And if your filing situation is already messy, adding a foreign account you have to report is a headache you may not want. The right answer depends entirely on what that specific money is for. Let's bring it home. FCNR gives you dollar returns, no rupee risk and no Indian tax on a 1 year plus lock-in, with rates that are unusually high right now because of a temporary policy window that closes at the end of September. The single most important thing to remember: tax-free in India does not mean tax-free for a US NRI. Build the US tax and the reporting into your math before you decide. If you do go ahead, 3 quick steps. 1. Confirm the live rate directly on the bank's own rates page on the day you book, because these numbers move and no video should be your source of truth on the exact rate. 2. Check the lock-in and premature withdrawal terms in writing. 3. Line up how you will report it in the US before, not after. And the honest verdict on opportunity versus overrated. It's a genuine opportunity for the right NRI, with eyes open about the US tax reality. It's overrated only for the people who hear 7% and tax-free and stop listening right there. The rates, the window dates, and the bank examples here are accurate as we publish, but they change quickly. So verify before you move any money. This was NRI Lens. If this saved you from a costly assumption, you know what to do.